Good morning, everybody. It's a freaking great Thursday to be alive. Wake Up Mintzy, finishing the third week in a row. Watch out, boys. Maybe it's a new era. Who knows? Presented by Dude Wipes. If a show ever needed a mess to clean up, it's certainly this one. You can find Dude Wipes all over the country: Walmart, Amazon, retail stores nationwide. One use of Dude Wipes will change your life. You'll wonder why you ever use dry, sketchy toilet paper. And shout out to Dude Wipes. We're going to see them out at Hogs for the Cause. They're sending a bunch to our team this week in New Orleans. A lot of barbecue people are probably going to be very happy about that. Only one way to start the morning. That's with a sip of Big Cat Stella Blue coffee. All right, let's face the freaking day, boys. As always, joined by our producer, Tyler Moody. What's up, Mr. Moody? How are you this morning?
Yo, what's up, Ben? How we feeling, baby?
Man, I feel damn good because this is one of my favorite weekends of the year. I'm flying down to New Orleans for Hogs for the Cause later this afternoon. I've been a part of it for a while, and they've got a great weather report. So, awesome music lineup, 90 barbecue teams. It's a big reunion for an unbelievable cause. So, I mean, there's no way you can get a smile off my face this weekend. And what also pumps me up is we get to be joined by, speaking of New Orleans, definitely one of my favorite people down there, and a man who's built quite the following. Been lucky to get to become good friends with them the last few years. Snow like John, Hold the Mayo, Devin Snow, goes by a lot of aliases, but all of them are great. What's up, Devin? How are you this morning?
Yo, Ben, what's up, bro? You were like, you're the most energetic, optimistic. It's 8 a.m. motherfucker I've ever been around in my life, dude. I just want to mention that first and foremost.
Well, yeah, I think it's not always like that every day, but today, man, and I know I'll be seeing you this weekend. I just love Hogs for the Cause. I've been going since 2011 when I lived down there, and it's the big philanthropic thing I do every year, and it's one of my favorite weekends. And I'm really excited about that. And behind Devin, we've got Becker Hall, who's actually Devin's cousin, the founder of Hogs for the Cause, is going to join us at like 8:30. So we're having a big Louisiana themed Wake Up Mintzy. Before we get into the Louisiana stuff, though, Final Four this weekend. A lot of excitement about that. Biggest point spread since the 1970s on the Final Four. UConn now, I went up to 12. Purdue 9.5 against NC State. I'm gonna ask both of y'all, even if y'all are big college basketball people, which underdog has a better chance, y'all think? Moody, you want to go first?
Well, I'm on Alabama because I'm holding the Alabama national championship ticket. So because of that, I've got to say the Tide here. Shout out to our boy Cruz. He got me on that whenever I was up in Chicago a couple times ago. So I'm rolling with Alabama here, hoping they can pull off an upset. But I'll tell you what, the fact that it's a Final Four game and UConn is a minus 700 favorite on the money line is just absolutely insane to me. Not something you would normally see between a 1 and a 4 seed.
What about you, Devin? Alabama or NC State?
I'm on NC State, bro. I'm
Okay.
DJ Burns, bro. It's like having Debo in the Final Four. Just like everybody is gonna, be scared of this dude. I don't know. And I watch Zach Edey play, and don't get me wrong. Obviously, this dude gets buckets, but I like DJ Burns in an underdog David and Goliath type matchup, bro. He had me sold when he walked out to the boss man D'Lo. One of the greatest walkouts in college basketball history. One of the greatest clips in internet history, bro. DJ Burns. That's who I'm riding with. And they've proven me wrong too many times because the last couple times I didn't take them and they won. Yeah. So, hey, when you're hot, right, man?
There you go. NC State, the DJ Burns. Did you see the scene at the Applebee's in NC State the other night? He had a thing like a medium at Applebee's, and there were people freaking climbing on trees outside the Applebee's to peer in the Applebee's and see him. Dude, it was unreal.
Boy, I tell you what, DJ Burns and Applebee's, that makes sense.
Eating good. He looks like a man that likes to eat good in the neighborhood. That's for sure. But yeah, I think I'm leaning to NC State just because Purdue's more vulnerable than UConn. The Bama side of it on the Final Four, the thing about Bama is the tempo and style they play. They just launch a million threes. Like 1 out of every 8 or 10 nights, they just catch like fire. And we saw that in the second half of the Clemson Elite Eight game. Freaking Sears made 7 straight threes. I mean, nobody's beating you when you get like lava hot like that. And so that's their only chance, but it's also tough in the domes. It's a weird sight line in the football stadiums. It's not like a basketball arena when there's 70,000 people. And so it sometimes hurts the 3-point shooting. So I'm going to go with NC State, but exciting Final Four. A lot of the Barstool crew heading out there. They're going to be partying at Barstool Scottsdale. I know they're going to be doing some radio, also hitting up the DraftKings spot in Scottsdale. So follow all that. Will be a huge time. And then Devin, did you watch the women's LSU the other night?
Hey, real quick. I want to go to Scottsdale. I want to go to that fucking that golf you know what I'm
The
talking
waste
about.
management.
Yeah, bro. I gotta go. I gotta go there, man. That's been itching my ass, bro.
Yeah, they got a DraftKings like sports book thing like out on 16. Like
Yes.
out on the party hole. It's crazy. Or
I mean,
DraftKings Sports Bar. I don't think it's
like,
sports book.
I'll be playing PGA on the Xbox, and I'll play that course, bro, and it's lit on the Xbox, man. I can imagine what it is in real life, dude.
Yeah, the Scottsdale's fun. I've been out there a couple times. The Barstool Bar. I mean, the Scottsdale's the beautiful women thing. It's more present there, I think, than anywhere I've ever been, and that's saying something as a Southern
You
guy.
saying that there's more beautiful women in Scottsdale than anywhere you've ever been?
I think it's an argument to be made. Yeah, it's that crazy. I mean, it's literally, it's insane. But we've fallen that. Want to touch before we get into Nola stuff. Also, you obviously a big LSU fan. Devin's a huge Saints, Pelicans, all things New Orleans. A big LSU guy. That was a wild game the other night. 12.1 million people watching a women's basketball game. I never thought we'd see that day.
Hey, I was one of them, bro. And last year I was, and the year before. So I'll be realistic in saying I got 3 years of watching, women's college basketball, in its prime. And then before that, before I took a break, I don't know why, before I took a break from watching women's basketball, I have no clue why. I remember Diana Taurasi back in the day. You see what I'm saying? Gino Auriemma, or I don't even know how to say his name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember that, So look, I love where women's college basketball is. And LSU was national champions last year, and they fell short this year. It sucks. But Angel Reese, highly criticized, and whether you like her or hate, I mean, she won a championship, and she did something for LSU women's basketball that was, that's going to stand recognized forever.
Yeah, look, the thing with LSU, where you love them or hate them, they're irrelevant and they bring the click. There's a reason.
We always talking shit.
Yeah, no, I love it, dude. You know me. I mean, I'm always dealing with it. There's nothing that makes me happier than when Ole Miss LSU games actually are meaningful and we're good. It's like my favorite thing. That favorite thing about
that one last year hurt.
October 12th in Baton Rouge. People are already talking. People are talking about all the LSU fans are. Ole Miss usually wins about 1 out of every 4. Like the last, whatever. And I don't know. Ole Miss fans talked a lot of shit after that one last year. So now
take yourself back to that moment when I drove out. I don't even travel, bro, like that. And I drove all the way out. It was a 5-hour drive to get to Ole Miss last year.
Yeah, it ain't close, man. It's up there almost by Memphis.
Dude, the vibes were immaculate. LSU was, we were, you know what I'm saying, up by 10 points. Up by 10 points. I'm like, bro, I gotta get a start on the road. I gotta get out of here. Dude, I'm walking past a Sonic on Ole Miss's campus, a Sonic, restaurant, and I see people jumping up and down at the Sonic. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck is going on? Ole Miss done scored, I don't even know, 14 points in 50 seconds.
Yeah.
It was, look, what a disastrous night for LSU last year.
Yeah, that's about like I said. I mean, I'm a simple guy in life, but beating LSU for Ole Miss counts as like 6 wins in the season for me in that one game. That's like always the one I care the most about. Well, I want to get into a lot of the stories. I'll say this: you got a big following in this office. You've you've met a lot of the Barstool people. Everybody here kind of knows you, but there are also a lot of stories on here that are watching and getting to know you for the first time, and it's been fun to follow because you've built the most organic following. I mean, you've never been employed by a media organization at all. You built this thing just like straight from the streets of New Orleans. Started, obviously you're known. You've been doing the Red Beans and Rice Monday reviews now for over 200 Mondays, I believe.
Yeah, 200 and this Monday will be 204. So 204 consecutive Mondays. And that definitely helped me get my name out there with that. And I've always done a call-in show where I take calls from whoever, bro. You know what I'm saying? About whatever. But a lot of people like to talk about the Saints and shit like that,
No, I love the call-in show thing because, so Buddy D was like the Saints post-game call-in show legend on WWL for, I don't know how long, 30 years. It was always a thing. And what you do now, Devin has a post-game Saints show, and he goes live on his YouTube a good bit, but he always does it after Saints games, and you get just the crazy-ass, wild Saints fans calling in, and you interacting with them, and it's like kind of like you're the new Buddy D, which is a cute, for people that don't know that's a very big compliment. And so you're building that on your YouTube, and that's I mean, I saw you had like a clip that had like 15 million views that we picked up last year. I remember.
Well, yeah, there's a lot to do. I mean, fucking Barstool picks up your clip, you're gonna get so shout out to Barstool for that. And really it was Jersey Jerry, PFT, you know what I'm saying? That really helped that clip get out there. So much love to everybody for that. But that's what people call my show. I mean, they a bunch of fucking drunk delinquent, motherfuckers. Like they're gonna say what's on their mind, and I'm just blessed that dudes like even still pick up the phone and call. In the world that we live in, bro, people don't even really like to talk on the phone, but they call on a landline, and I don't know, something about that special, bro. I grew up even as a kid watching Howard Stern and shit. My dad would come in the room, I'd hit the previous channel back to Nickelodeon, he'd leave the room, I'd go back to Howard Stern. I was always into that, like that call in shit, and stuff like that.
Yeah, taking it to the people. And so, yeah, he's going to do that after Saints games. That's a huge thing. And you go live on YouTube a decent bit other than that. I mean, I know you also, you're a huge UFC fan too. I know I've been following that and you do picks and stuff. And Moody, you've got another monster one here in Moody.
Oh, I love UFC. I mean, for the last at least 9 years, every Saturday, don't even ask me to come to a funeral. I'm watching UFC.
Moody, I know you're like that too with UFC, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, in my opinion, fighting is the greatest sport in the world because once the cage closes, it's mano a mano. It's the true essence of competition, right?
Yeah.
Man versus man, like skill versus skill, will versus will. And I don't know, I think fighting is the best sport in the world, and it's so much fun because once that cage closes, nobody can save you except for the ref, and if he saves you, then your ass just took an L. So, yeah, it's my favorite sport, bro.
And it's also, in my opinion, it's the most like exciting sport to bet on because of what you just said. Because it's a fight, you locked in the cage, and guess what, bro? You picking one dude, like one or the other. Mm-hmm. So it's just, I don't know, betting on it is just crazy.
Well,
bro.
And there's always that moment, that possibility of a knockout, right? You can be winning 5 rounds. We saw this with Kamaru Usman, winning 5 rounds, dominating, and then all of a sudden, night. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, dude. I love it.
Joined by Devin Snow here on Wake Up Mintzy, presented by Dude Wipes. So you're kind of into a lot of stuff. Like I said, you've done the 204 RBNR Mondays. You get the post-game Saints show. You also got a podcast that I came on, the RYB podcast. You've had a bunch of dude, the lineup of guests you have has been literally hilarious. I mean, you've gotten athletes, coaches, players, my dumbass. Then you have Saints whistle monster. I mean, it's nuts, man.
Animals. I've got an animal in there, Nutrirat. So yeah, dude, that's one thing I wanted to do with the podcast is get, there's a dude riding around on Bourbon Street on a bike, and he rides around with a tamed possum. You know what I'm saying? The possum's fucking tamed, as in like, he's chilling on the dude's shoulder. And I want to get that dude over here, because he lives out in the streets on Bourbon, and he's just him and this possum. You know what I'm saying? I just want to pick his brain for about an hour. And then, they got another dude, Popeye from the West Bank. I don't know if you remember him. He was the glow stick guy from French Quarter Confessions, but I got to wait until he gets out of jail. He's in the pen right now. So,
man, I wish you could go interview him I wish you could go do it there on a visit. That would be the funniest thing of all time. If you could like have him through the glass, that would just do people would lose their mind if you could do that. Well, joined by Devin Snow. So this weekend, I want to talk about something we're doing this weekend. So you and me are both good friends with the band, the Iceman Special. We're introducing them at Hogs for the Cause tomorrow night. I think at like 9:15. People in South Louisiana and South, if you don't have plans this weekend, come join us at Hogs for the Cause. World-class barbecue and music fest raises money for families fighting child cancer. One of my favorite events of the year. And hey, obviously you know more than most, but the weather report looks perfect this weekend. And historically, Hogs is a mud pit and rainy, so that's certainly not a bad thing either.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a shitload of barbecue, and barbecue everything. I mean, they barbecue everything. I mean, the things you wouldn't expect to be barbecued. They might serve you a bowl of barbecue nuts with cinnamon bacon bits on it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's so creative over there. So I'm expecting to be infused with a lot of food. And yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Shout out Iceman, really, really cool band. So it's gonna be tight, man. I've never went on stage and like announced nobody or, did any shit like that. And let's just see what happens.
Yeah, I've done like some band intros for like Andy Frasco, and and so before, but usually they're like nobody's there to see you. They're like 20 seconds, like, hey, let's get hyped, let's do the band. But me and Devin are actually going to do like 5 to 10 minutes together up there, so I'm excited to see where that goes. But the weather looks great, and the Friday night Hogs gets turned up. I mean, like that Friday night out there is my favorite because the late night stuff's so fun. So, and our boy T Bob Abear coming too. We're gonna have a huge time.
Yeah, and we're doing that at like 9:15, the stage thing. Like, I'm gonna be mollywop, bro. It's gonna be.
Oh, that's funny. So you also, I saw you just ran the 10K last week. You're raising money to buy computers for less fortunate in New Orleans. How'd that go?
Oh, it went great, bro. The team, I think I raised over $2,200 or something like that. And this is something I only really promote the day of. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to shove shit in people's face, but like, I promoted the day of, and people donate. I think as a team, as a charity, we did over $10,000. So put that together, bro. That's $10,000 of money going towards getting kids computers in New Orleans. And it's like the only charity that I do mess with for Crescent City, because it's a thing that like means a lot to me, bro. Like, I know what a computer did for me. It's it's crazy.
No, I love it. Love that you did that. How are you feeling this week after? Because you don't train, you just run 10K. You just go do one a year, right?
Dude, I'm feeling great. The best thing I ever did, maybe not for my image, but the best thing I ever did for my health was quit smoking cigarettes. So the first year I ran the Crescent City Classic, I literally lit up a cigarette before I started running. And now I don't smoke cigarettes no more. So I don't know, bro. Like, running and shit like that, like, it's a lot easier for me. Now I'm not saying I'm the fastest runner or anything like that. I did an hour and 28 minutes. But I don't know. I just feel better, and I was telling you earlier, bro, when you go and run and exercise and shit like that, dude, I got done at like 10 a.m. I felt like it was 6 a.m. I had so much of the day left, like, energy wise. So it's crazy, bro. Respect your body.
Hell yeah. Respect your body. One of Devin's fun sayings. I want to ask you, because the one thing that blows my mind following you, because I do some of the stuff, but nothing on your level, man, you push some freaking.
You do a lot of great shit, dude. Stop.
No, I know. I do a lot of great shit. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not downplaying anything I do.
I'm not gonna sit and say like, I do shit that I'm comfortable with doing. I don't have to like reach to do anything. It's just like basically like vlogging. You know what I'm saying? And you do a very great job of vlogging. And some people really don't even understand that. Vlogging don't have to be this huge talent. It's run the fucking camera while wherever you at. Mintz, you got access to a lot of places.
I do. I treat the United States like my playground, basically.
Yeah, exactly. Mintz is in Montana.
I'm I literally I do the maneuvering lifestyle thing, and I mean I just treat the U.S. like it's my playground. It's crazy. But what I was going to say on your front was that I'm not downplaying anything I do. I think I do very well too. But your merch stuff is ridiculous. I mean, you move so much merch for the RBR shirts, and you've got a fun deal with the Beat a Beer as well. I heard you have a beer coming out soon this summer. You talk about that for a second.
Yeah, hey, the beer, it's Respect Your Body Light, with a hint of blueberry. It's I don't know, bro. I just think it's gonna be so fucking awesome. You know what I'm saying? People are super excited about it. It's gonna start where you can only get it at Abita. But, you got to go from the ground up, bro. It's like playing NBA 2K. You know what I'm saying? You don't start with sponsors. You got to go from the ground up. And that's what we're doing. I think we're going to sell a lot to start. And then I can get it, in more places and shit like that. But, yeah, the merch, been very fortunate, bro. That's all I can say. Because, I've just sold pocket shirts for the most part.
Yeah, but they're
with the hot plate on it. And they've done just extraordinary, bro.
Yeah, but you do different variations of it. You'll do a Mardi Gras theme, a Saints theme, an LSU theme.
Titties on there. I'll make the O's titties and shit.
Yeah. No, I think it's awesome. Well, I want to ask. So going back to I know you well. You used to sell cars, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how did you decide? Like, hey, I'm going to try to get in media and make a career out of this? Because your path is fascinating. Because in this new world we live in now, it's not about working for media companies as much. You could create your own brand and that stuff. And like, you've just been on your own the whole time. And it's that's what's fascinating to me, because that's not a typical path.
No, and I was actually 26 when I realized that I was even going to. So it was in 2019, and I was 26. So I wasn't a young man. I was, in my mid 20s, and I had been in the car business for 5 years. I was a manager. I couldn't have went any higher other than like owning the fucking dealership. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
I don't know, bro. Like when you see the same shit every day, you got the same people looking for the same thing, a car. Hey, pull up this car. Hey, show me how the seats bend down. Hey, show me how the heat and cooling seats work. And you see this shit every day, bro. Like, there's something that I was born with that I had to just stop myself for a second and think. I was like, bro, this is not how I'm about to be remembered. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got too much in me that I'm not gonna be remembered as some dude selling a bunch of fucking sedans, dude. Like, I just got pissed at it, to the point to where I started like disliking everybody that I loved at the
Yeah.
dealership. So I just had to get out of there, and my way of getting out of there just kind of happened. I was doing some type of video on the back porch about Zion when we got the lottery pick to draft Zion, and it got picked up by T-Bob. And I'll always tell you, bro, T-Bob is my biggest supporter because he supported me in 2019 when him and Jordy Collada, when nobody knew who I was. And yeah, it was a long journey just to get here. I'm not saying I fucking made it or nothing like that, but it was a long journey. You know what I'm saying? And I quit my job in February of 2020 before COVID. So
Okay.
there was a lot of blessings that happened. Like COVID was a blessing because what was everybody doing? They were on the computer. So I was doing that live call-in show. I had a lot of chances to work at my craft even when I wasn't making no money and starving or whatever the fuck. Like, I had a lot of chances to work at my craft. So hey, I loved what I learned from the car business, bro. I always said if HBO brought some cameras into the car business, it'd be a hit show. Every day at the car dealership, bunch of characters, you learn a lot, you see a lot, and it prepped me for what I do today.
Yeah, I want to shout out. You mentioned two names, T-Bob Abear and Jordy Claude. It's funny you mentioned that because they had the exact same role in my career where I was like a sports radio host in Shreveport and Bossier City, and Moody was my co-host, and Moody and me go way back to 2016. But like I was without like I started going on their show in ESPN Baton Rouge in 2017 doing gambling picks, and that got me exposed to South Louisiana. And through T-Bob and them, that's what eventually got me to ESPN Baton Rouge. And then T-Bob retweeting my dumbass yelling the hottie toddy after Ole Miss beat Kentucky. That's how Barstool saw that video, was T-Bob, a T-Bob retweet because Big Cat follows T-Bob. And yeah, they've had an unbelievable role in my career too. Shout out to those guys. And I can't wait to party with T-Bob tomorrow night. So you've got podcast, a call-in show through RB&R, moving merch. What else? I mean, you got a lot going on these days, that's for sure. Anything else on your mind coming up?
And to be honest with you, bro, I'm like what you just said right there. That's what I just try to like keep working at. I don't want to like overload myself, anything like that. I mean, because like just the merch, bro, I got to sit here and package all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I got enough to do during the week. Hey, bro, could I do more? Yeah, but shit just happens. Like the Pelicans get into the playoffs. We live. If when the Saints draft is on, that's gonna be a whole week in itself. The whole Saints draft and all that shit. And then just gearing up for football season, bro, because I want to come correct with my call-in show. I want to sell it to big sponsors and really get what I feel it's worth.
I think it's worth a lot. So I hope that works out for you. You mentioned the Pelicans thing. Obviously you and me are both big Pels fans. You were a Hornets fan as a child. I used to go to games back when Paul was there when I lived there. I thought we were about to make a big run, and then we kind of collapsed the last week or two since Ingram got hurt, and we've lost 4 out of 5 at home. I have some concerns right now.
Oh yeah, it's falling down like a cheap built house. Chinese drywall, all that shit.
I know.
It's
hopefully Ingram gets back. Ingram has a bone contusion in his knee, and hopefully he comes back for the last.
My thing is that ain't gonna save you, bro. Because the problem is when you got a star that goes out, it takes time for when he comes back in for that. The Pels were gelling, like beating dudes, bro. Like really beating dudes.
They're beating the crowd. We were winning by 30 every night for a while.
Yeah, and now they back to like almost that ground zero point that they were early in the season. And that's not where you want to be going into the playoffs, right? And
No momentum. Yeah.
you might mess around and get in a play-in, dude. Come on, bro. The play-in.
I
Come
know,
on.
man. I'm super, super upset about it. Well, this is kind of a generic question because you get this all the time, and I get it all the time in DMs. But I get hit up by, and I'm sure you get the same thing, fans. It's they're like, "Hey, I'm coming to New Orleans. Where do I need to go?" And I always never answer the tourist spots, But I'll say this: like Devin grew up in St. Bernard Parish, like lifer down there. He gets out. I mean, if you follow the RB&R reviews, he takes it to the West Bank and NOLA East. Like he gets like gritty with it, NOLA, and like I know a lot about New Orleans and lived there for 6 years total and certainly support it. But like, I feel like I love like following you because you get like super, super deep with it. Do you have like a couple spots you just like throw out? I know this is kind of a generic question.
Well, I mean, just like a spot in the place where I'm from, where I was born and raised in St. Bernard Parish. It's one of the most legendary spots in Louisiana. It's called Rockies and Carlos. And I promise you, the portions over there are bigger than any portions anywhere, maybe anywhere. Seriously, maybe anywhere. You might have to go to another country or something, because you get let's say I get a hamburger steak, and then I get baked macaroni with the brown gravy on the hamburger steak and on the baked macaroni. The baked macaroni is literally like, dude, it's like the size of a locker, like a little locker. You know what I'm saying? Just a, just a big old locker space of baked macaroni, bro. Like you ain't even gonna finish it the next day. You know what I'm saying? That's a you'll be gnawing at that for a week. So Rockies and Carlos been there since forever, almost 100 years.
I love that. See, that's the rec I was looking for because you get, it's funny. Everybody always hits me up like, everybody wants to go to Bourbon Street when they come down, and I get it. I mean, people are coming down one time. I always try to send people to Frenchman or, I mean, I know you like Frenchman a lot, or Tips or Maple Leaf or whatever. See
Yeah,
me.
I mean, food wise, it's just like sometimes you just got to go outside of downtown for this food. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's gonna be in different little spots, man. I know so many spots that are in neighborhoods. Look at Chicken's Kitchen, which is one of the best spots in Louisiana. That's on the West Bank. Like you have to travel to the West Bank. West Bank, a crazy place, bro. You'll see a pregnant mom on a four-wheeler, with her two kids coming from the grocery store, just riding around on the West Bank. You know what I'm saying? Just no rules in the West Bank. But guess what? One of the best places you can eat is over there, and it's called Chicken's Kitchen. But going back to downtown, bro, I'm gonna tell you, Luke.
Yeah, I love Luke. No, I love it. They still have that oyster happy hour too. I think I used to.
Luke is like you bring your honey to Luke, you get an ass.
All right. I'll remember that. That's some good advice there from Devin. Well, I was going to say we're about to be joined. We're about to get Becker on here, but anything else you want to leave with stories? I can't wait for you to. I mean, we're going to hang out, party, and do some videos tomorrow at Hogs. Eat a bunch of good food. Can't wait to see you down there. Got anything else?
Shout out to all the stoolies that do support me because there is there's a good few. Shout out to them boys and all the ones that don't. I don't know what to fucking tell you. It just is what it is. And Mintz, I love you. I appreciate it. And this has been an absolute pleasure. And I haven't even been able to see you this whole time.
I know, Devin. It's funny. We can see Devin, but his video screen's not working. But
this is the most Mintz shit ever. But I love it, dude.
Hey, what are you gonna do? Well, thanks to Devin for joining us on Wake Up Mintzy. Follow him on Twitter and Instagram at Snow Like John. He'll be making some more appearances on the show in the future. That's for sure. We appreciate spending some time. And hey, we'll get a good video of us doing the stand up at the Ice Band tomorrow. I have no idea what the hell is gonna happen with that. And that, to me, that's the beauty of it.
It's going to be a fucking mess. All right,
actually, we got split screens. We can keep Devin on here for a second. Cool. Okay. I didn't realize we could do this.
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
Hey, awesome. Devin. We're joined by Devin. This is beauty. We got a family affair here because we're joined. Devin is cousins with Becker Hall, the founder of Hogs for the Cause.
We are cousins through marriage.
Okay.
We are brothers.
I had to take him in, but yeah.
Yeah, he did. We've been a interesting combo.
That's well put. Well put.
Hogs for the Cause, Sweet Six. I saw it's Sweet 16 for Hogs this year.
Number 16, baby.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. Dude, I remember meeting Becker for the first time and him telling me, what he did for a living. I was like 13 or so. I don't even remember. And I was like
13, 16 years ago. I hate to tell you, but
what was it? I was like 15.
I guess you were pretty close, actually.
Yeah. So, and Becker was like, yeah, I just, I do this festival once a year. And I was just thinking to myself, like, at the time, I was like, all right, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, this is the biggest festival in Louisiana for the most part. You know what I'm saying? It's grown rapidly.
You were Devin was thinking my cousin can do a lot better. Probably still does.
That shit's funny, man.
Just taking in the South Carolina crew. Well, joined by Becker Hall, founder of Hogs for the Cause. I want to get into a lot of stuff with him. I absolutely love Hogs. I've been coming since 2011 when I used to live down there. So, I mean, I guess this is probably of the 16. I've probably made this will be my 9th or 10th to make personally. But first of all, this weekend, I mean, when I think of Hogs, I think of weather reports historically. We got a good one this weekend. I know that's looks good.
Yeah, I mean, that's been our deepest concern every year, but especially this year, El Nino is really bad for us because it rains every single day, which it has done for like here in New Orleans. It's rained almost every day up till about a week ago. It just stopped out of nowhere, just stopped. So we were like fully ready to embrace that swamp. But dude, it's just beautiful out here. Gorgeous.
So for those that don't know, Hogs for the Cause, I believe we have is it 90 barbecue teams this year? It used to be 75. 95. It keeps growing. And so you have 95 barbecue teams from all over the country. And what they do is they fundraise because what Hogs fundraises for is for families fighting child cancer. They've also added wings to hospitals at Children's Hospital in New Orleans, Our Lady of the Lake in Baton Rouge, and Mississippi Hospital in Jackson. And this actually started, I want to go back to the origins of it, Becker. Y'all started with just a couple of y'all cooking in the fly, right?
Yeah, it actually goes back to my time at University of South Carolina. When I was in school there, we were enduring the longest losing streak in the country in football under Lou Holtz. We were 0-21 until we beat Mississippi State on a last-second fade from Eric Kimry. It's like the most legendary thing in South Carolina football history. But we still sold out every game. And in South Carolina culture, they smoke whole hogs before football games. So you see them everywhere. And it's kind of cool because they do the 4 quads, representing the 4 sauces of South Carolina, barbecue sauces, light, heavy, tomato, and vinegar and mustard. But for us at like 18 years old, it was like, dude, we could just hang out now starting Friday in the morning and just get wasted till game time on Saturday night. Hell yeah, I'm in. And then when I graduated, we took it back to New Orleans. And what's interesting is everybody thinks New Orleans is arguably the greatest food city in the country. But when we were here 16 years ago, young 20-year-olds, there was zero barbecue in Louisiana, nothing. So we were like, look, there could be an opportunity here. And I grabbed my buddy Renee, my co-founder, and said, let's smoke a pig. And he was like, a week later, hey, we met this child who has an inoperable brain tumor who was the son of somebody we went to high school with. We're like, let's use this pig roast to raise money for this kid. And we did that. We raised $7,500 that weekend, which we thought was astronomical because we were so young. And the child was on a Disney Make-A-Wish cruise, and then we got the chance to meet him the next week. And we were just floored by the kid. It was the most cathartic experience of our lives. The child knew he was going to die and die very soon, but all he wanted to do was make us smile and make us laugh. And the kid was telling joke after joke after joke. And they were good jokes. They were landing. And we were like, it's crazy that this kid is not going to be able to experience the life that we live, And all we talk about, Renee and I, is just all the crazy shit we did as kids, and still get to do today. Crazy shit like Hogs. Yeah. And, the fact that there are kids out there that are never going to experience that innocence, the only innocence they have is ruined by sickness. And then it ruins the family financially. That didn't sit well with us. So we walked out of that meeting, said, we're going to build the biggest pediatric brain cancer charity, which is number one terminal cancer in children in the whole country. And we did it. And then to your point, we just started doing more. So raising more money, going out to all different cancers, all different diagnoses, building basically essential Ronald McDonald houses on, hospital campuses around the country. You touched on the point that there's 95 teams, but each team has about 30 to 35 people on it. And it's not like you're sitting around in a parking lot, watching meat burn. It's a raging party. We call it a marathon of sprints, and it's just 72 hours of absolute chaos. but in that 72 hours, we raise a shit ton of money and it goes to the right place.
Yeah, that's what's so, I don't know. There's so much to it. Just being a part of it.
Great explanation.
Thank you.
Dude.
Can I get a tape of this so I can play it back?
Yeah, we got you. We can get your clip. We'll get you a clip as long as y'all share it on them Hog socials. We got you.
Sure.
That was good.
I know. That was good.
I'm out here, and we got great staff back here. I'm looking at my interns. They're already chugging ponies right now. It's 8:30 in the morning. That's just the kind of way this thing goes. You know, you got to be up for anything.
Well, so my favorite, look, the festival, you can check it out. The website's hogsforthecause.org. The festival, it's Friday night and all day Saturday. The Hogs Friday night thing is, I mean, I love the whole festival. Don't get me wrong, but the vibe out there Friday night, I don't know if I want to say like Burning Man, but it's something just that Friday night Hogs. Okay. Like there's, great music, the great music fest, but then you got the late night people are out there smoking meats all night. It's a freaking party out there until 4 or 5 a.m. I don't even know how to describe it to people, but I just tell them Friday night.
I remember the first time Devin came out I was like, he's like, what day should I come out? I was like, come out Friday night. I think you might like that. And because our bands go off at about 11 and then parties go till about 5 in the morning. And Juvenile and Manny Fresh were playing in a team's tent. Like, he's like, wait, this isn't even,
Oh yeah, you forget it's a barbecue festival. It's for a barbecue festival. I'm telling you, like it's crazy, bro. Like what it turns into Friday night, man. It's
some of those teams have bigger budgets than we do, though. We got a team out here who's building a damn riverboat steamship right now. It's 3 stories high. It's got a hull. It's unbelievable. But
and they did a team last year. I want to say like they spent like 20 grand on lights or something. It was just a complete crazy light show up in there, dude. It was nuts.
Yeah, it's like they get out there, man, and they build these restaurants and houses for 72 hours that they essentially live in and just, it's a celebration of all the fundraising work that's been done over the course of the year. So of those 95 teams, the top 10 of those teams are each raising almost over $250,000 each. So, Mintzy, you're part of an incredible fundraising team, and Morton Anderson's Mullets, who are working, and they're from all over the country. And you got some superstars in barbecue on that team, but they're doing stuff all year round. So when you get to Hogs, you get a chance to just let loose, man, and really celebrate what we've done.
Yeah, we'll mention that. Moody's going to share my fundraising page on that note. And
yeah, you crushed it. 3,500 in less than 24 hours.
Oh yeah, we got a lot more commitments.
Mitchell, get the money.
I've got a lot more I did 3 hours of private phone calls Tuesday and got commitments from all these people who hadn't donated yet. So I feel like we'll get 5 figures out of it.
I love it. I get a text from our guy in the bank. He goes, Mintzy's rolling. So that's always, you always like to get that one when somebody's rolling. So
I'm like a late breaking horse with the fundraising. And it's just, what's funny about Hogs is it's always this like crazy sprint at the end. I mean, it always is for all y'all. It's just that last week is nothing but chaos. But if you want to donate, Becker mentioned the cause you're supporting. I mean, even as little as $5, there's so much strength in numbers, especially with the stoolies.
It absolutely matters. And, that was, into your audience, and what we like to tell people is we started Hogs because we didn't like the way fundraising was. We were like, why does it have to be all the gray hairs and all these massively affluent people that matter? We're like, we'll do it our way. And, we like to party. We don't have much money at that time. That's how we started, was $10 campaigns, and we hit everybody we knew for $10. That adds up if people actually like you and people. And fortunately, we had a handful of people who did. So any denomination, it adds up.
What's this? I know how this week is just insane for you. Like, what do you have any particular? Is your favorite part just like, I know we'll get to meet the kids and the families will be out there. Is that your favorite part of it, or like what?
It's all different, because there's so many different avenues to it. Like this is kind of cool right now, seeing it all go up and seeing the excitement that everybody's had to finally get here and know that it's going to be awesome weather. Opening some of the oncology units and the Hogs houses that we did last month, those are awesome moments, that people are coming in here, just even patrons, because we're so transparent about what we do, just ecstatic to get this thing on. But it's hard to pick a true favorite moment because there's a lot of stuff that goes on, and some of it's really heavy on the emotional side, and some of it's really heavy on the party side. So it's you got to manage a lot.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I like 2 years ago when we did the Barstool team, like when I went to the captain's meeting and got to meet the families and the kids and stuff like that is man, that's super, like you said, it's super special. It's like a cause bigger than
That's
everyone.
a really special moment, and it's grown demonstratively. It used to be a captain's meeting, but now it seems like all the kids are going, all the teammates are going. And if what people don't know is we either bring a family or sometimes a child if they're still with us who we've helped into the meeting, and they speak directly to our captains and teams, and it's a very powerful experience. And it's weird seeing thousands of guys crying before you're about to start going absolutely nuts, but it's why we're here.
Yeah, and then I saw tickets running pretty low because I know the ticket sales have been really good this year. What do you have advice for people looking for last minute? Come join us.
Yeah, you better hurry.
I can give you. I got a few. I can give like a couple.
Yeah,
People.
Devin's got a few. If you go hit up him on his site, he might be able to hook you up. But no, hogsfest.org is the main festival website.
Okay.
And you can still buy tickets there. We can tell by the way that it's moving right now that it will probably sell out. Just because we work on the RFID wristband system, so there's only finite number of wristbands you have. It's a lot, but when you get weather like this in New Orleans, people take advantage of it.
Hell yeah, I love to hear that. And so I believe you'll be out there today, like a little steak night deal Thursday night for a
Steak
team.
night, insiders night, yeah. I hope
Yes, and then starts tomorrow. I guess you open the gates at 5 or 6 tomorrow.
Yeah, the gates open about 3:30 on Friday.
Yeah, I remember
we did this one thing a couple of years ago because we wanted to see like who the absolute fiends were. So we did a Friday happy hour ticket, and we opened the gates at like 2:30 on Friday when it's just us and the teams. And we sold that thing out in like an hour. We're like, and it was like all you can drink for 1 hour at 2:30. And dude, people just went nuts at 2:30 on a Friday. We're like, that was a terrible idea, but just goes to show you what the culture of New Orleans is like.
Hell yeah! What good band lineup this year too. Any bands you're particularly excited about seeing?
Yeah, I mean, book them all. So it'd be I gotta say, it's like who's your favorite brother? All of them. But I think that we're pretty known for kind of bringing up country and Americana artists. For those of you unfamiliar with Hogs, like we had the Tyler Childers, the Turnpike Troubadours, and those kind of guys when they were unknown, completely unknown. So, in that vein, you got Tanner Usry, who's going to be really big. Grace Bowers, who's this phenom on guitar, he's blowing up right now. Shane Smith's new album's going crazy. They were the Yellowstone band. Yeah, me personally, being a kid who came out of college in the early 2000s, having the opportunity to see Band of Horses, awesome. So, yeah, the answer is all of them. I mean, the tent, which you guys are familiar with, is a little bit different vibe than what's going on the two main stages. It's a little bit more party-esque, so it's always great to see.
Okay, so Devin, that's where Devin Iceman's playing the tent 9:15 to 11:15 Friday. So that's where you and I are going to be doing our little.
People are going to be getting weird for sure.
It'll be getting weird. Yeah,
I'm looking at Shane Smith. I don't know nothing about Shane Smith because I didn't see Yellowstone, but
I've never seen it either. But it's great music.
The first song that pops up was "Cocaine Habit."
Well, some habits are better than others.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm also pumped. I'm looking forward to seeing Eggy, the jam band that's coming up. They're playing Friday.
Actually, on that note, dude, I think you'll love Mountain Grass Unit.
Yeah, but I was going to mention them too. Mountain Grass Unit, and then Daniel Donato's Cosmic Country Saturday too. He's blowing up.
It's something for everybody because let's say you don't even like Americana. Friday night, Partners in Crime are playing. Java's playing. You can find something that you like out there. There's a that huge Allman Brothers cover band. I can't remember the name of it, playing the Boar's Nest this year. Yeah, the house DJ at the Pels, Rod Smooth, will be in the house. Yeah, he'll be there. So you never know. You walk into different tents, and a lot of times they don't want to even tell us what they're doing because they know we might shut it down. So it's better to ask for forgiveness than for permission at Hogs.
I respect that. How's the fundraising going so far this year?
if I told you we were doing really well, they may stop.
You're right. Good point. We're doing got it.
Sucks ass, and we need to pick it up.
All right, we'll crack the whip on everybody. Awesome. Well, Becker, I'm trying to anything else you want? Anything else you want to share with the Stoolies or anything?
No, I just appreciate all the support over the years. I know I'll get mint. I mean, obviously, I get Reddit alerts on anything that has to do with Hogs for the Cause. So watching the Reddit community just blast Mintzy and his involvement, and is he only working on Hogs for the Cause, or is he actually working on Barstool? I love that. So I hope they kepe that up.
That was really fun 2 years ago when the Final Four was Nola and we got to see Dave and Big Cat.
Yeah. But I hope. I'm always tempted to jump in there and not only not defend you, but crucify you even further. But
I'm an easy target. So
I'm kidding.
I can't say that I blame you. Well, Becker, I want to thank y'all. Follow at Hogs for the Cause on Instagram and Twitter. Still low ticket alert, but if you're looking for something to do Friday night or Saturday and you're Louisiana, Mississippi, of the South, come join us. We're gonna be throwing down up there.
Real quick though, the difference also on Friday and Saturday is barbecue takes a long time to cook. So Saturday's the main barbecue day. Friday is more bacon and wings. So there's about 4,000 pounds of bacon in the yard and 2,000 pounds of wings on Friday. So a little bit. The menus are insane.
They do a lot with bacon. Like they do all kinds of shit with it.
I would go to Hogs for our Instagram, because the menus are all out there. There's just tons of crazy shit. This is Louisiana. You're gonna have amazing food out there.
Yeah, I usually eat a little bit Friday and party Friday night, and then Saturday really, a little more laid back vibe. Go around, eat a bunch.
Yeah,
that's kind of my
chill and recovery.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I want to thank both Devin Snow and Becker Hall for joining us here on Wake Up Mintzy, presented by Dude Wipes. Dude Wipes actually sending down a bunch of wipes for our team. I
told you, I cold emailed them. Get them in touch with me.
I had to talk with them this week. They love Wake Up Mintzy. They're sending us a bunch of stuff. And wipes, and we're gonna build with them. So they're sending.
Y'all made me feel bad for wiping my ass with normal toilet paper.
I'll tell you what, man. Come stay on this RV trailer for a week. You want to know? I'm wiping with sandpaper, so tell your boy to hook me up.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you, man. They're sending a ton down to Blue Oak today. I have a bunch out at the festival. I feel like if there's
I
ever
want to squeak when I walk. I don't want to,
Oh, that's too funny.
All right. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks, Rebecca. Follow at Hogs for the Calls on Twitter and Instagram. Thanks to Devin Snow. Follow at Snow Like John on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. His TikTok's really funny, too. Thanks to Dude Wipes, Stella Blue. Third week in a row for Wake Up Mintzy. Watch out, boys. We're a weekly show now. Who knows, man? It's a change of time. Tyler Moody, you're the freaking man. Thanks for holding it together. And I'll see you boys in New Orleans later this afternoon. I got an afternoon flight. Can't wait.
Cool. See you then.
Safe travels, brother.
All right. Moody, thanks as always. How's the baseball going?
Not too bad. We had a couple nice days, and then we fell back. I went 11 of 13, and then we regressed to the mean the last couple days, so we're back to about even. But we'll definitely have a big day coming up here soon.
Hell yeah! Follow at Moody Mac TV on Twitter for baseball, and just fun week. Got some momentum going. Appreciate all the support, especially from Dude Wipes and Stella Blue. And, follow me. We're going to have a huge time. We'll be doing a bunch of videos from Hogs for the Cause this weekend, and we'll be back Tuesday for week 4 in a row. Let's keep building this damn thing, boys. Appreciate y'all's support. What's up, fellas? As y'all know, it's been a hell of a messy year. And the only thing messier than my online history are my big old fat sweaty dumps. That's why this season, I only trust Dude Wipes to handle my Mississippi mud pies.
Oh, Mintzy, you're cooking now. Ooh, wait.
When you're hot, you're hot.